Ballers, what's going on? It's Preacher, and we're doing our Resto Shaman gameplay today. I've just finished the guide and talking about your gemming and your gearing and all that. You can check that out in a different video. I've decided to do, I actually wanted to do the Jin'rokh guy, because it's got some nice burst phases and some single target phases. But oh well, I came in while it was doing this boss and first time on the Noggin Fogger. That's nice. We're going to talk about all kinds of different things. Now, this fight's not that bad, actually. Maybe we'll get to see some Windwalker Totem in action. Again, always thinking about what this fight entails. As a healer, the question is pretty much constantly, what will this fight demand of me? So I know there's going to be some sandstorms and stuff. We're probably going to have to help people move around. People are going to be generally quite spread. I would ideally be taking the Glyph of Chaining here. I'm unlikely to get periods of time where I'm going to get to do any sort of DPS. I wouldn't have expected so. We should have a couple of tanks. So far, I've got to say, I've only seen the Druid tank, Zapank Bob. Excuse me. Whether or not he's going to solo tank this, I don't know. But we're certainly going to find out what's happening. Actually, there is another tank. I always play spot the tank on my grid. Is it a warrior? It's got to be a monk. It's always a monk. If there's somebody not tanking, it's a monk. Oh, it could be a DK. No. I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out. So for the moment, I gotta focus on this guy. I've got my ear shield up. I'm ready and raring to go. I'm gonna pay attention just for the first couple of seconds to see if is it the it's there he is. So we're gonna be keeping Earth. We're gonna be keeping that up on there. Okay. I don't see a Stormlash Totem, so we're gonna drop mine. That's what I was saying. I'm always watching out for things like Stormlash Totem. I am gonna drop my Healing Rain there. Then I'm gonna move away from that. And I'm going to stay pretty much focused on this side of the map. What I don't like to do is get too gripped on. So you can see there, see my Windwalker Totem there, freeing those guys from their bonds. Don't want to see them. Keeping that Riptide ticking. I'm not going to be too spammy with the Healing Rain. The problem in LFR, when you're healing LFR, is that LFR is kind of dog shit for healing in all ways. That's a pity. It's a pity, because very spammy heals, you can actually get away, and you might think you're doing things correctly by, in fact, just spamming stuff like Healing Rain and waiting for the cooldown. And you know what? You actually get very good results from doing that, which is sad, isn't it? It's really sad. Our hunter friend. Look at you. You could be our Blanca soaker, that guy over there. But like, Blanca's just soaking that guy up. What I am doing is I'm keeping an eye on my healing stream, but I keep him on cooldown. Again, you can actually just Healing Rain, is what I tried to say. I'm actually going to take it pretty easy here. This is a lot of overhealing going on here. You can actually just Healing Rain and wait for Healing Rain to come back and not have, like, a bad time doing that, okay? You're not going to have a bad time behaving in such a manner. And it's kind of sad because I think it teaches people to play kind of incorrectly and not be more of where their power lies, which is the proactive stuff. See, we got a lot of dotted around here. I mean, I can fire off some chain heals. But it's all about the decision process. I'm just making sure that I'm actually going to be supportive. I'm going to drop my Mana Tide here, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to drop my Mana Tide, keep things nice and happy. Again, another aspect of... it makes it kind of hard to be a Resto Shaman. I'm not really having that problem now. In this kind of environment, is what you'll tend to see is a lot of people... Let's drop a Healing Tide there, just to counteract all this kind of spread out damage. Really nice there. Is people replacing your Earth Shield. It's a fucking nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare when it happens. And you've got to be real careful about it. Again, don't overwrite your totems. Keep an eye on what's happening with your totems. Always be aware that you can overwrite them pretty easily. You don't want to be doing that. And then in the mid phases, you're going to drop down to this single target style. In fact, I'm going to use one of my cooldowns just to... I'm going to get my Elemental out and get that, again, that wonderful Empower buff up. Check my other guide for the macro for that. It's all pretty stable, pretty standard stuff. What we're always wary of is when the situations go bad. What we'll see is a lot of people spamming things like Healing Rain, Power Word, I want to say Solace, but I know I'm going to get it wrong. And just generally going pretty quickly in the fight. You've got to watch out for that happening, because it's scary when you end up being like the lonesome healer. That's when wipes tend to happen in LFIs. People will get very spammy using their big AoE abilities. Not that I wouldn't get more HPS right now by just having Healing Rain spammed there, but it's not useful to the raid, and it's certainly not useful for my mana to just be trying to beat other people. I think a fixation on healing meters, especially in LFR, is a very dangerous place to be. Very, very dangerous thing to be doing. Oh, biting cold on me. I'm going to go stand over here if you don't mind. So I might even pop an Astral Shift there. Just for shits and gigs. Just for shits and giggles. That's all I'm worried about. I'm actually just focusing, as you can see, I'm very intent at the moment on my my Guardian Druid friend, I should say. More to the point that I think he's pretty much going to be tanking everything, which is something I'm very aware of. Healing stream down. Gotta keep that healing stream on cooldown, guys. All the goddamn time. Excuse me, I've got a terrible cold, guys. I know you can tell. I know you can tell that I've got an absolutely atrocious cold, but I'm doing my best with my throat to make sure that we're having a good old time. So some of the things are going to die now. Yeah. I mean, what we could do is, in fact, what we'll do is we'll be a little bit cheeky and we'll show you some of the cooldowns. So I'm actually going to wait and hope that a lot of people take some damage. I'm still going to keep my healing stream down, though, because I'm not a total noob. What I want to show you is actually the combination of things like Spirit Link and Descendants, because that's where you start to see a lot of glory coming into it. But maybe this isn't... Where are you? And how did you die? One must answer this question in order to understand what's going on. One must understand how you possibly died. Well, we're not going to see that moment. Hopefully we'll get some nice AoE coming up. What are you doing? Okay. Sure. The joys of LFR. I think there's a great amount of people who actually get to this point in LFR and they just kind of think, you can't kick me now. They can't kick me now, so what's the problem? And I kind of see your point. I do. I kind of see your point. I kind of see where you're coming from. The Resto Shaman is wonderful at adapting to all these burst environments. Unfortunately, we're not going to see that here. What I might do is actually tack another boss on. This kind of shows that the single time. Don't kill the priest yet. Don't. Not before Hannibal Chow has a chance to DPS. There's that guy. How did you die? What the hell? Akura. My friend. What happened? Oh. I'm going to skip to a different fight so we can see a little bit more entertainment. I'll Riku the LFR for you guys. Alright, so I came back to Jin'rokh. Obviously, this is slightly more involved than what we saw with the council, which is fine. That's what we're after. Always nice to have to Riku to get back in and show you guys some good footage. Well, unfortunately, healing in LFR is always going to be that way. It's very difficult to sort of predict whether or not you're going to get good healers or bad healers. I will say that after just doing the trash, quite literally, the other Resto Shaman in here will spam that Earth Shield like nobody. Let me test him. Earth Shield on. It didn't last more than a couple of seconds on trash, so I kind of think he's tracking it very closely indeed. Oh, it's staying on there for a little second or two, a little cheeky second. That'll do. That'll do. All right. Oh, what? I'm gonna use my Noggin Fogger. I've lost my Noggin Fogger. Okay. Let me count this over here. And we're going to get ready essentially for the Lightning Storm is what we really care about. Is that Lightning Storm putting in work? So I am going to drop the... No one seems to have dropped a Storm Lash. So there's the Storm Lash down. Help the raid out. It's not a bad position to in fact get a Healing Rain down in here. It will be quite useful. I'm going to put down the Earth Shield on him as well. Yeah, and keep the whole... And keep that... keeping that healing stream down as well. So I'm just mixing in with a little bit of... This damage is a little bit erratic, a little bit random. So I think actually a Healing Rain here is actually quite a suitable choice. Again, I'm always thinking not just like, oh, this will get me the best HPS. Terrible way to play a healer is just expecting that HPS. What I'm actually hoping to see is in fact when that opportunity is good. So now we've got Lightning Storm about to start. I'm going to drop the Healing Rain here. And then we're going to counter all this damage with the Healing Tide, okay? But again, although my healing stream is off cooldown, I've got to be careful. We don't want to do any overwriting or anything like that. Yeah, man. And then now that's run out, healing stream to go along with it, okay? Healing stream to go along with that. We are just in Fisher Country. Fisher Country. Which is cool as well. So that nice chain heal there. Drop this down. Again, you're trying to keep your Riptides ticking as much as possible. Keep those Riptides up there. Now, this is what I really like, is we're being predictive. We're watching what the fight is doing. And it's unpredictable nature as well, which is where it actually comes into our zone as a good healer. It's just planning for when people fuck up, essentially. It's the Sun's Revenge. Healing stream down. Again, just keeping an eye. I've got the Mana Tide ready to go. I don't want it quite yet. No, not quite yet. Oh, come on. Chase me, ball! Make me your bitch! It's a nice safe place. That'll do. We'll get back in the action. Get our healing rain down. Now, what I'm going to show you next, this is something why I kind of wanted to come to this fight, because it's obviously not about overhealing. We're not going to have any difficulties healing this fight whatsoever. Hopefully, no, not that health. I wanted to show you again the combination of Spirit Link and Ascendance. This is a really powerful combination of stuff to be aware of. So I'm going to drop the healing rain down. And I'm going to tie this up as well. I'm going to be a little bit cheeky. And there we go. If we pop this as well, look at the kind of immense healing we can put out in here. Just using a little bit of chain heal. Look at that. What a great combination. Now, again, you've got to bear in mind, you are using 2 cooldowns at once there, which isn't always the most efficient. But what it can do is save an entire fucking raid, and that's what you need to be aware of, is it can save an entire raid. And as soon as this healing... nice little riptide on you. Just make sure you're nice and happy. You're happy as well. Those riptides ticking away on both tanks. Always quite nice. Bringing this back into here. Cool. Yeah, that's a really nice position. So now I'm actually going to drop the Mana Tide. Pretty good time to do it. It's nice and safe. I don't really need my healing stream right now. And I'm just popping Unleash. Yeah, there we go. Get that healing rain down. Cool. Focus Lightning. Is he going to move? He is going to move. There's the healing tide gone. Replacing that with the healing stream. And it's all about just tracking these things with the Resto Shaman. What is the best solution for this problem? Right now, a little bit of nice ticking healing rain is actually just fine and dandy. The damage is going to be a little bit random. It's tiny and small. You see, nothing majorly scary going on. Some chain heals to fill that in. Riptide's ticking. I'm not bothered about my Earth Shield in this particular context. The other Resto Shaman is really on the fucking ball with it. We got some boots for it as well. And you can kind of see how we can mix and match these combination of abilities in order to make sure that we put out not only nice, steady, flowing healing, but in fact tremendous burst healing on demand with all our different combinations of abilities. Alright guys, there's your Resto Shaman gameplay. Have fun. I hope you try it out. It's kind of alright. It's alright. Not the best maybe, but still a lot of fun. See you guys.